This is a V8 Pathfinder Armada. We're going to attempt to remove the starter. This video is for informational purposes only. We do not recommend that any lay person attempt this job. It is too difficult. And this is our first effort at doing this job.
Step 1 on a starter job, disconnect the battery. Yep, this is a Nissan Armada and we need to change the starter. Where the heck is the starter? It's not under the car, it's a V8, it's under the intake manifold plenum.
Remove the top engine cover.
We debated about taking all this cowling off here, which would make it a lot easier to do the job, but portions of the cowling do not unsnap very easily.
So we opted not to remove it.
Step 2, remove the air intake boot along with the airflow meter and the top of the air filter housing. Disconnect any hoses that are from the motor that are connected to that. Step 3, disconnect all the fuel injector electrical connections. This fuel rail disconnect here requires a special tool.
Here it has been disconnected, but I don't have the tool to show you. This is a close-up of those injector connectors.
Step 4, remove the 5 bolts from each side of the intake plenum.
These bolts are connected directly to the intake manifold. Step 5, disconnect the 4 bolts that hold the throttle body to the intake plenum.
Step 6, carefully lift the plenum up and out forward toward the radiator and out of the car. It can be swung over to the right side above where the air filter was.
It is not necessary to remove the hose on the back of the plenum. You can now see the location of the starter. It's a good idea to cover all the intake holes on the intake manifold so you don't drop anything in there accidentally and end up ruining the heads.
The throttle body bolts came out, but all the hoses didn't have to be disconnected. Same as the hose in the back of the plenum. Didn't have to be connected. The plenum could swing over to the side above where the air filter was mounted.
The fuel rail did not have to be disconnected from the plenum.
Step 7, remove the battery cable, the solenoid wire, and the bolts that attach the starter to the back side of the bell housing. This starter setup is very familiar to the Corvettes from the old days.
It helps to remove all the wiring harness clips to gain better access to the bolts that hold the starter in. The starter bolts are on the back side of the engine, coming through from the bell housing toward the front of the motor. Reverse all your steps to install the starter. Remember to reconnect the starter solenoid wire to the plug up to the right. Here we've jumped way forward, and again, I don't recommend that you try this job at home. Very difficult, a lot of opportunities to make mistakes. If you do try this job, we can only assume that you have enough experience to deal with all the hurdles that you're going to encounter. And if you're like us, after you spent 20 minutes looking for the starter underneath the motor, you got a little frustrated. And then when you went to the book and the labor rate said that this takes 1 hour, you knew something is wrong.